should be good to go now. All right, let me go back into here, go here, here, and there we go. All right, so obviously coming off this series, it's with a loss, it doesn't feel the best. But how do you plan to refocus for the next round against? I think it's not NRG.
Versus Dignitas.
Yes, against Dignitas.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I think obviously today's match wasn't great. Performance by us. And I think just NRG, just in general, just played really well. Um. Yeah, I think versus Dignitas, I'm not too worried because I think we're a team with experience, so I don't think we'll like be like so sad about it,
Hmm.
about today's loss. And I think we learned quite a few things on the stage game, and I do think having a stage game is really important. So I felt like we were kind of getting warmed up after like a long break because we
Hmm.
had a bye and we didn't have a stage game for like 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Um, so I felt like that was like a really big disadvantage for my teams, especially.
Hmm.
So versus the Unitas, I'm not too worried.
That's actually what I was gonna kind of ask was, do you think that bye week definitely helped NRG slash hindered you guys because they did have that like time to adjust?
Um, I mean, in a sense, yes, but like you can already see like the C9 case where they just 3 the EG without having a stage game. I think it's just like team dependent, and for us,
Hmm.
um, personally, I feel like if we won that first game versus NRG, I think we would have also 3 them. But as soon as we lost them, I felt like the odds weren't in our favor. We somehow brought back at the end and tried to like reverse sweep, but yeah, I think Energy just overall just played really solid, and we did it.
Right. With looking at or watching the matches, it did seem like the team fighting coordination wasn't really. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this properly. It didn't seem like everyone was on the same page at times, and obviously, as you said, when the team aspect didn't
Yeah.
mesh. Now, with facing Dignitas, obviously you have certain things that you've looked at, like in scrims or slash like planned around. Is there anything that? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this because obviously you don't want to give away game plan for
Mhm.
the next match, but like anything that Dignitas does specifically that you kind of like have that mental preparation to go like get ready for.
Yeah. I think Dignitas, their strongest player is Rich.
Hmm.
Um, but I feel like Licorice is playing really well this year.
Hmm.
Sorry, and I just feel like yeah, I'm not too worried, especially versus Dignitas, because like you can see today, like Eric has been performing really well and gapping everyone in top lane.
Hmm.
So um, versus Dignitas, as long as the other four wakes up in the right side of the bed, I think like we'll be good.
I understand what you mean, and I definitely do feel like the top lane for that matchup is going to be very significant, but also the bot lane. From I was talking to Ilya yesterday,
Hmm.
and well, Ilya faces Liquid obviously, but after coming off that match, um, sorry, I'm blanking today. It's very humid where I am, so like I'm.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've been on the East Coast. You will be there potentially in
Hmm.
2 weeks, but yeah, the humidity difference is a bit drastic.
Yeah, don't worry
Um,
about
is there anything from the like the pick and ban phase that you kind of wish that like looking back it was like, hey, we wish we banned this? Because obviously the commentators were talking about the Kaisa ban, um, but like your opinion wise.
it. Not too much. I think even the first game, like I just felt like we just won the game if we didn't get caught so many times when
Hmm.
um we knew where everyone was basically. So I felt like we were just really making like uncharacteristic uncharacteristic yeah
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
hard word
I
sometimes.
feel like that kind of mistake overall. And that's why like I was down to open Kaisa on second game again. And on the Kaisa when they when they won on the Kaisa on the second game again, it was just good to like switch the mood up, and we took Kaisa away, and Trevor Stixie also popped off on Kaisa. So
Yeah.
um, I don't think there's that many regrets myself. Maybe the like the second game Maokai pick.
Hmm.
Yeah, like
I mean, there were
we just did it.
some of the
Yeah,
alts did look pretty good to help like team fighting wise, but then there I think was one that I was like, I don't think those roots hit anything. But
yeah,
obviously flashes were burned and so
yeah.
um but like you said, hindsight wise, I think it's really hard because like the 50-50 vision, you like you know what happened in the match and you can't really
Hmm.
truly predict if you did
Yeah.
change. Um so what originally got you into League?
Um, what got me into League? I think just my friends. We used to go like internet cafe, and they showed me League of Legends, and I think that's how I started playing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
pretty
then
much. I think that's it.
after starting and playing, what got you into competitive slash pro play?
Uh, I think there was a time that I started like actually playing solo queue, and then I climbed from like basically placement to like diamond really fast, and then yeah, I think that year I just asked my parents like, oh, can I like try like at least like 6 months of like if I can reach the pro, and yeah, I made it
Hmm.
basically.
Like how old were you roughly around that like 15, 16, 17 range?
I think I was like 18,
Hmm.
18, 17, yeah, something like that.
Okay. I know when I was talking with Oya, he was like, "Oh yeah, school for me." Once I started hitting high school, I was like, "This isn't for me."
Hmm.
Whereas gaming, so was it kind of like the same mentality, or you had already finished school and you were like, "Okay, I want to do this," or
Um, I think I was like still trying to study, go to a university and all that. But just in between the terms of applying university, after I applied university, well, when I was just waiting for the accept or reject, that's when I started like I bought like a computer myself after doing some part-time job, and
hmm
um, really started grinding, and then uh, just became pro after that.
and then now we're here.
Yeah.
Um, if you weren't a pro League of Legends player, what did you want to be? Slash, if you once you retire, what do you want to be?
Uh, I am really interested in um, architecture,
Hmm.
like designing homes or building the house the way how I want.
Hmm.
Either that or cooking. Yeah,
Cooking. So like
yeah.
baking, grilling, stovetop cooking. What kind of cooking here?
Um, not so much baking. I think more so like yeah, just like what is it called? The culinary.
Culinary.
Maybe.
So you want to make like pastries and cakes, or well, no, that's baking.
Yeah,
So
like just
culinary, so more
restaurant
like
basically.
chicken cordon bleu and that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
like French style or like even
Hmm.
Asian style.
Is
Yeah.
that is that still a possible option once you do retire?
Ah, I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see how where the world takes me. Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite champions, and who was the first champion you mained,
Uh,
if you remember?
my first champion I made was Alistar, I think.
Hmm.
Alistar or Timo, one of those two. Um, and my favorite champion, my favorite champion.
It doesn't have to
Mm,
be one. It can be like three or four if you want.
yeah,
Because I know sometimes there's a poll.
I think it's still like Aurelion Soul. I just like the champion design, like
Hmm.
dragon looks cool. You know,
Even after the rework, or just
I preferred it before the rework, but
oh,
right now it's like kind of a different dragon,
hmm.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Oh, this is a question I've not asked. Is what is one champion you do not like to play against? Like if you're playing
Uh,
solo queue, who are you banning?
right now I think Tristana.
Tristana.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't like playing versus Tristana, so I either pick it or ban it.
Hmm. All right. So some non League of Legends questions,
Okay.
to kind of like for more fun. Favorite candies
Um,
or like sweets or desserts or something. If it's not candy
okay.
specifically.
Yeah, chocolate or yeah, like ice cream. I
Hmm.
guess ice cream is my favorite. Yeah.
Is there a specific flavor for ice cream or specific type of chocolate?
Yeah, I think chocolate ice cream or I like sweet sweet dessert. I mean sour dessert too, like
What is sour dessert?
sorbet,
Oh,
like
sorbets. Okay.
yeah,
I was like, what? Cats or dogs?
dogs.
Okay. Favorite movies, not singular.
Favorite movies. I really liked Lord of the Rings. I've watched it multiple times. Um,
The
a lot
first
of
one
like
or the trilogy?
yeah, I think the whole the
The
three
trilogy.
original series,
Hmm.
the 1 to 3, yeah, those and like animated movies like Spirited Away
Hmm.
and like the Howl's Moving Castle, like stuff like that. Yeah, I
So
liked
you're a
it a lot.
Miyazaki fan.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Uh, that's actually was going to lead into the next question of favorite animes, non-movies. We'll ask.
Non movies, One Piece.
Okay,
Yeah,
One Piece can work. Um, favorite food. Obviously, you're talking about culinary aspect
yeah.
or foods.
Favorite, yeah, favorite food. It's like Chinese. Yeah, I think Chinese food.
So,
Specifically like
oh, go ahead.
the numbing spice,
Hmm.
like MLXG or like the hot pot. Yeah, I think those are my favorite right now.
That's what I was going to ask. I'm like, authentic Chinese or Americanized Chinese?
Oh yeah,
So I
like
was.
authentic, more authentic side.
Mhm. Oh man, favorite music genres and favorite artists, not artist. Like,
Uh huh. My favorite artist is Post Malone.
hmm.
Um, I like pop, pop music, raps. So basically like hip hop. Yeah, I think pop and hip hop are my top two.
Hmm. What do you think of Post Malone buying the One Ring card for $2 million?
I mean, it's his decision, so respect it. But yeah, I don't know if I will do the same if I have that money. But I think he can also enjoy his life, so I don't judge him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember some of the other questions I've asked. Favorite games outside of League.
Uh, right now maybe TFT. Like I don't play other games that much.
Hmm.
Maybe like I like playing Nintendo Switch games with friends when I hang out. But yeah,
So
other
like
than that, I don't really like Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, like stuff
all
like
the
that. Yeah.
Mario games. Got it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Um, there was one other question that I asked Chime, and I'm trying to find it. Sorry, because I know Ash is like, "Hey, you got this interview too." Oh, players that inspire you or inspired you. It can be NA, it can be you, LCK, LPO, anyone.
Um, think the most recent person who inspired me in terms of like pro player is Deft.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think he didn't give up for a long time and won worlds. Uh, it was pretty cool to see that.
Hmm.
Um, other than that is like basic answers like Faker. He's been like on the top since like such for a long time. So lots of respect to him. Um, yeah, I think those two mainly.
Deft and Faker. All right. That actually brought up what can be the last question. How do you avoid like fatigue slash personal injury when playing? Because obviously you're playing anywhere between like 8 to 16 hours a day for scrims and
Yeah.
whatnot.
I think nowadays especially I try to like have a healthier diet and just work out more,
Hmm.
such as like walking or yeah, just basically not sitting down and doing something productive so that I am mentally and physically more healthier. Yeah, I think those two mainly.
Okay, that's a good answer. Thank you very much. All
Thank
right,
you so much.
and good luck next week.
All right, thank you.
All
Have a
right,
good one.
good. Bye.
Bye.
Which in room one?